Hey guys, this is Dumb Orange 927 here today, guys. I am showing you the conclusion of my reviews and reactions from E3, and I am doing Halo 5. I've been trying very hard to try to make these videos work and just be really good. So, I hope you guys enjoy. By the way, if I cough or anything, please understand that I currently have a minor cold, and as well as, my throat's a bit sore after making a lot of videos before and attempting to make this one. So, just bear with me, guys. So, let's get started. So, first we'll start with the campaign of Halo 5. I gotta say, it's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, it's nothing spectacular or amazing to say, but it's good. This is probably one of the low point missions, because, I'm like, it's E3, so you get what I mean. The campaign has started well. One thing I automatically like about this already is that I like they're bringing back characters from the previous lore. They're adding in the Arbiter back in. They're bringing back Buck from Halo 3 ODST. They're bringing Tanaka in from the Escalation comics. And, even Blue Team, which is, in case you don't know who they are, they're like basically the team that Master Chief led. Well, yeah. So they're bringing all these cool characters back, and I really appreciate it. And, they're introducing new ones such as, Agent Locke himself. Well, Spartan Locke, sorry. And, just the whole works. But, I've actually liked Spartan Locke as a character. I really, at first, thought he was okay, and then after Halo Nightfall, I was like, no, I do not like this guy. This guy's, like, boring. But now they've actually developed him to where I actually like him a lot more than I thought he would. I liked him more than I thought I would, And I like that the Covenant speak English again. That's a really cool plus. Not to mention now the Prometheans speak English, which is really cool. Like the Prometheans say stuff such as, human-sighted, you will submit. Oh my gosh, that's such a cheesy line, but it's cool. I'm glad they're bringing it back in, because I was originally kind of I wasn't a fan of Halo 4 when they didn't have the Covenant speak English and stuff, and I'm glad they're doing it now. I'm glad they're listening to the fans of a lot of the campaign stuff, they're listening, I'm glad they're listening to the Halo fans and doing excellent compromises. So, and to kind of say they don't listen to the Halo fans is kind of ignorant to say. So, Halo 5's campaign has just been, the gameplay's really good. I like, the new Promethean soldiers, or new Promethean type. They're kind of like an in-between the Knights and Crawlers, so, it's cool. As well as, I like they're just adding all this cool stuff. So, yeah. And I also like that all the co-op characters are canonized now. I've really, I enjoy that, that they're doing that, because I kind of missed that feature ever since Halo 3. Now, one minor issue, this isn't an issue, but this is something I wish they did. This would have made the single player insanely replayable. Having it where each time you can choose the character that you want to play as. So, one playthrough you could be Agent Spartan Locke, the next you could be Bug, or Master Chief, or Fred, or Kelly, or Linda, or, Vale, Tanaka, and Locke and Buck, you know, like each playthrough you can choose a different character, and I get, you know, it kind of breaks the immersion a little bit of being Locke and Chief. So a good way to compromise it is that the first playthrough, no matter what, like, you have to beat the full campaign in order to have that feature where you can choose any of the characters again. You know, like, I think that'd be a good compromise. And, you know, I think something like that be really cool. And, you know, and one thing I minorly don't like, I don't like the scripted events, like where you kind of lose, like the first-person cutscenes. I don't really like them. You know, they should at least be skippable. As well as, like, many say it's a bit linear, but it's E3. What do you expect? You know? They're just trying to show off everything kind of in a very scripted way. So, you know, I think the final product is going to be much more freedom-based. So, next up we have Warzone. Warzone is a new game type 343 has added. It's basically 12v12 Spartans, so in total 24 players. And it also has a mix of that with AI, which is, like, it's a really cool idea. I don't have much of a problem with it. It's a really cool concept, and I think it'll work pretty well. You know, it looks cool. You know, like, it starts out where you have to claim your home base that's overrun by enemy AI, and then, like, you go out into the field and try to fight, you know, like other players, Covenant, Prometheans. It's cool, you know. So, yeah, now, one thing that sort of worried me, oh, by the way, guys, I apologize for this kind of buffering, or, slow frame rate, I guess, because, you know, I don't know where that came from, and I kind of did what I could to fix it, but nothing's really been working. So, one thing I was a bit worried about at first is, how to explain, I was worried about the new loadout system they're adding. Now, don't panic, I almost did. It actually works here, surprisingly, you know, and I'm not just saying that because, you know, like many people accuse me of me liking loadouts too much to stuff, because I am a fan of a loadout system in most games. Okay, I understand it doesn't belong in Halo, and I am glad Halo doesn't have it in its competitive arena modes, but I am remotely kind of like, I am like happy that it's here, because, well, one, it provides more depth and like kind of like it adds diversity to the gameplay for each playthrough, as well as, and here it actually works, because, you know, like, it's kind of in an area where so much is going on that really the choice of your weapon isn't actually going to affect that much how the game plays. You know, like, the reason in Halo 4 it didn't work is because, well, it could be in arena modes, and because of that, the weapon balancing, you know, of a weapon such as the DMR being better than the suppressor, for example, that difference of balance would actually affect the course of the match, because, you know, there are so few players and so few, like, things going on that it's sort of just, it does that, kind of just, like, it does make a difference, because, you know, there's not much going on, so that you're going to encounter a lot of people and you're able to outbalance them. But here it's a lot more better, as well as, you know, it adds a lot of cool stuff, you know, and plus it works by a new system called the requisition system, where you, as you progress through the match and earn points, get kills and stuff, you get to buy them, basically, either temporarily for, like, power weapons and vehicles, or permanently if they're, like, a loadout weapon through that entire match. So, meaning, like, if you purchase the battle rifle with the requisitions, then you get to keep it the whole match. and you get to unlock new stuff for your requisition system, in general, like in the lobby and stuff. And it's just, Warzone's a really cool game type. I'm glad that graphics-wise, everything's improving. Like, it still has its issues here and there by the art style and stuff, and the lighting, but it's still really, it's an improvement over Halo 4, and I am glad that this game sort of, it's shooting to become more of a Halo to its core, but at the same time very new. Again, like my hashtag, new but true. You know, so it's a really cool idea, and I think Warzone's going to be a great game mode. You know, it kind of puts like Halo up against like Battlefield and stuff, you know, which, you know, Halo is trying to compete with other shooters, so I guess by having something similar, they can sort of have a relation fight, you know, so it's cool. Plus Warzone's just, even when it's not trying to compete, it's just a cool thing on its own right, you know. So in conclusion, with Halo 5, I'm really just, I've been impressed, you know. And honestly, Halo 5 has just been shooting to be a great game. You know, I can't believe all they've shown us. You know, they've shown us a lot, and yet I'm still super excited for this game. You know, I've been waiting 3 years, and I finally got a look at it, and in a few months I'm gonna be getting it. After all, I've already pre-ordered it. I know, people panic. Like I said, I shouldn't pre-order, but, and I even said myself I shouldn't pre-order, but, you know, I've just gone overexcited, and I said I considered it if I was impressed with E3 and Halo 5 from E3, and to heck I was. So, you know, I'm pre-ordering it only to give the game its full support, and, you know, plus, hey, I get to go to a party, you know, but Halo 5 is setting to be a better, and just, it's gonna be a great game, you know, like, you know, I'm glad that Halo 5 is going to be good, and it's probably going to be one of the best Halos yet. So yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed the video, and, you know, and hashtag new but true, Halo 5 is going to be a great game. Not just a great game, not just a great Halo game, but probably the greatest game of 2015, and one of the greatest games of all time. This is Dumble Orange 927, and peace out.